This video has been created to give some practical tips on how to best kayak fish the Werribee South area. Werribee South is located next door to Point Cook. It is accessible via the Princes Freeway and is most famous for its market gardens. But most importantly, it is ideal for kayak fishing. It holds a number of species which we will discuss throughout this video. In recent years, Werribee South has experienced significant change in the form of a brand new boat marina. This boat marina has created an excellent opportunity to fish in protected waters. The first area we will explore here is what I call Car Park 1, adjacent to the boat marina. As you'll see, there is plenty of car parking space up on the top of the hill here. However, it's not that great for trailer car parking because the car parks are set for one vehicle only. And as you can see here by the film, you can tell that the terrain to get down to the beach is quite rough. I don't advise you use this track here. As you'll see, I take a little bit of a slip and I'm just walking without carrying a kayak. So if you are going to use this track, be very, very careful. It's definitely not suitable for a kayak trolley. This track is usable if you do have a kayak that's light enough to carry on your shoulders, which I'm lucky that I do. The advantage of this track is it will give you a pretty quick run straight down to the water. Keep your eye on the calm conditions here. This is a nice northwest day, about a 6-knot northwesterly, looking pretty good. Bit of a kayaker's dream to pull up and see the water looking like this. This is a view of the terrain at the back at the top of the hill, just to the left hand side of the car park. As you'll see, we're just at the top of the hill here, and you can look down. You can take your kayak, if you've got trolleys, straight across this grassed area and down towards the beach. Here we go. Across the grass here, it's pretty flat into a sand part, and it's very firm underground here. The terrain gets a little bushy here, but you can push through with your trolley through this section here. Divides into two. You can either take this path or the one next to it. It's a little rough through this section. Fairly smooth though. And this is probably the best way down to the beach, although it is a little bit of a long run. You will get your kayak trolley down through here and onto the beach, and then you're on the way to There's another track if you're keen. As you can see, it's got a few rocks on it, fairly flat, a bit steep at the top though. Let's take some time now to talk about what's in and around the marina. First of all, along the rock wall, there still are some large rocks sitting in and around that area. To the left of that, you'll find some nice gutters, nice sandy gutters. One of the fish species you'll find around those rock areas are Australian salmon. I've had some great sessions over the years on the salmon in and around the rocks on the outside and both on the inside as well. The best rigs that you could use, I like to cast the metal slugs. They work really, really well on the salmon in this area. A handy trick is to pull out the trebles and replace it with a single. Also had some great sessions on the soft plastics in this area, especially the colours of pink and in silver work really, really well here. Moving over to those gutters we saw a bit earlier, you'll definitely find some great flathead in this area. Now again, the soft plastics work really good on the flathead in this spot too. As I've mentioned in previous videos, particularly fishing around the Altona area, I've found that flathead really love the motor oil. I use the Z-Man Slim Swims. The other rigs that I found super effective in this area are the flasher rigs, and generally the pink in about a 3/0 size hook. And if bait fishing, I will use a running sinker rig on about a size 4 long shank hook. And the best bait I've found over the years is generally pieces of small bottled squid. If you are going to flick around a few soft plastics, you will find that you'll come across a few pinkies, especially up hard against those rocks. If you are going to target the snapper in this area, I find the 4.0 twin snell a pretty good rig with a full pilchard. The other rig that works quite well is the snapper snatchers in about a 4.0, I find, and the Lumo green seems to work really quite well in this spot. As you see here, this one's grabbed the pink snapper snatcher. Yeah, that brings us over to Car Park 2, which is only about 100 metres across from the Car Park 1, and this is my favourite spot, without a doubt. The car park was shortened by the council a couple of years ago. You can fit about 1 to 2 cars. You can park a trailer here. There is also car parking across the road here. Not sure if it's legal though. Yeah, as you can see here, the trail down to the beach is a pretty good one. There's a few rocks there, but it's a real smooth one, and it's pretty good if you've got a trolley on your kayak. What you're looking for in this area is the yellow marker. You can fish either the left side or the right side of the marker. The bonus of fishing this area is that the mark is only about 100 metres offshore. Fishing in this spot, you'll find yourself into a wide variety of species. Here we can see the marker just as we're standing on the shoreline. Oh, look at those glassed out conditions. Either side of the yellow marker you'll find scattered gutters, and to the right hand side you'll find scattered weed beds, and in those weed beds you'll find a little bit of rock as well. I've found over the years the best way to fish this spot is definitely getting on the drift and locating the fish yourself. I've come across some great sized flathead in this area. You'll find them lurking in the sandy gutters, and I also find that they really love getting in amongst that weed. Just about all the really big ones that I've caught here have been on the drift. Pink whiting flashes seem to work really well. Alternatively, the running sinker is a very effective rig in this area. Use whitebait on a long shank hook. The other species that's prolific in this area are King George whiting. Rather than getting on the drift for the King George whiting, it's best to anchor up and burley up hard. If you don't see any action within 15 minutes, pull up anchor and keep moving around until you locate the fish. Make sure you cast into the sandy patches alongside the weed. Another great species to target in this area are definitely squid. Again, I find drifting is the most effective method, just with the hanging a squid jig over the side. I use a hand line for this. See, another good method is just to be flicking out a few squid jigs as you're drifting along. Just be careful not to end up like this banana here. Yep, that banana is me, and get squid ink all over your face. Oh, there's some really big cuttlefish out there too. Just getting back to the King George whiting, definitely the best rigs are the Super UV whiting rigs. Just add a little bit of pippy or a bit of squid and you'll be slaying the KGW. The secret weapon is definitely live bass yabbies if you want the best results. Car Park 3 is tucked away just before you hit the boat ramp. Not a great place for parking trailers, but is good for kayaks who have got the roof racks on the top. You can launch anywhere on the foreshore here, makes for a pretty easy launch. This is just a view of the car park here, so you can see what you're up against. Just a quick dash across the grass here and you're onto the beach. Alright, let's give you a quick view of it. Here we go. Boom. Not that I've ever caught one myself, but I do know of people catching 8-gillers along the beachfront here. Alright, let's take a quick tour of the boat ramp. Yeah, we're coming up into the boat area. And we're going into the main car park here. You can see there's a kayak already just on the left hand side. And you can see that there's massive amounts of car park through here. Right in front of me there is the overspill car park. And you can just see the massive amount of car parks there are here. And also obviously very good for a trailer car park if you've got a kayak. The other good thing about this facility is right here, there's a toilet if you need it. Yeah, there we are at the actual boat ramp itself. Looking pretty good, nice and flat, and good access to the river and also to the bay. When I fish this section, I usually use the overspill car park if it's open. There's a nice little grass entry into the actual river itself, which makes for a really easy launch. Let's take a quick look at the entry down into the river here. As you can see, you can easily access if you've got a trolley. Yeah, it's a nice little spot. Flick some vibes and some soft plastics up against the moored boats here and you'll find yourself some nice bream. There's also small jewfish in the mouth of the river here. This is one of our customers here with a nice little jewfish, sticky fishy fishing. Check him out on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.